What? Hey there, council lady.
How are you?
I'm good. How's the council lady doing?
Surviving. How about you?
Let's find a drawer over here, but I've got to hit him in the chin to get it.
They're not resident.
I was wondering.
Yeah. Well, I was afraid, really. That's what
Yeah.
Because this was the last straw, pretty much. If anything gets on today,
Yeah.
I was going to move to take it off the agenda next week. Vote it down. Just vote it down.
I mean, it was so nice to.
It's good. It's not much, but it's.
No, it's something.
It fills the bill.
Exactly.
So this goes on. None of this is good. None of it is installed.
Right.
City staff have the ability to.
It's something. Sad as we have to.
You will represent the city in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it happen. And this is.
I still can't believe they call that game that.
You have the structural streets. You're supposed to get photos of all the streets.
Think so?
The pictures of the house next to the streets. Waste of paper. I don't know if the attorneys are here tonight. Not less recently, there's actually a case law.
Yeah.
About these old lines.
Yeah, I thought there was one there.
Then I said, well, I guess you are doing the name.
What's his name? That's Jeffrey Gardner's house.
Yeah.
And I know I've got his plot. I did his plot. I know there's a street there.
He's not accessible.
That's what I was going to do. I don't mind to get a railroad doors out for this thing.
Speaking of cost, why they look like they're ready to go on the platform? Well, because Ken's
Apple Maps.
It gives you another 20, 25 pounds of this on.
Good evening.
Hello, how are you? What's my name? You're delirious, sir. I don't know. Hello, sir.
So
I was going to say, I'm not going to get a comment, green citizens comment, but I have a comment. She was having that issue, guidance on, issue 11. There's a guy building Steve's driveway. So they're
Okay.
kind of taking it on. I think she thinks she can listen to the mayor, and the city administrator.
Okay.
Thank you.
But anyway, I took care of it.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Hello, sir.
How are you, sir?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, well, yeah.
They got a little upset.
Well, but, yeah.
This is her day, it was okay. And I told them,
Okay, awesome. Awesome, I appreciate it, sir.
How's your day, sir?
not very good.
Sorry.
I found out my best friend passed away Saturday.
You know, I had a rough weekend myself in that regard. A man that I've taught with for years, he was 90, he turned 93 last month. And we didn't see him at the convention three or 4 weeks ago for the first time that I can remember. But a year ago, he was standing up and teaching seminars.
Yeah.
Former Marine, good guy. And found out that he has what they are diagnosing as Christopher Reeves syndrome. Something that's happening in his spinal cord. He's basically paralyzed.
Yeah.
Almost unable to speak.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
This guy, I don't know if you, I know Tim Gillis, he's president of Humboldt.
I know the name, I don't think I've met him before. Really?
We've been friends for about 30 years.
There are Gillises all over here.
He wasn't from there. He was, actually, he was from Washington State.
One of our early county surveyors was a Gillis.
He was apparently quite the athlete. He played for Washington State. He said he played in a historic football game. There was one where O.J. Simpson's ran for the most yardage in any game he ever ran. He said all he remembered was there was this number 22 kept getting smaller in the distance.
Just kept flying by. Yeah, wow. That is historic. Just that play with O.J. Simpson, that's pretty historic. Before he got himself in some trouble.
Apparently he was good enough. He got drafted by the Dodgers as far as he played baseball. I mean, he found out he wasn't pro material, so he went to banking. Did pretty well.
Oh, your friend got drafted by the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
He played baseball and football at Washington State. You know, he was playing against those gentlemen when he did it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured when he's talking about how small he's getting. What's even worse is when they're getting smaller compared to you. You can't seem to get
He
your
said he did hit him a couple times. He said he was tough to bring down.
Hi, how are you?
I think
No center of gravity and lots of
he
speed.
got told last year he had 3 months to live and he made it this long. He was messed up his knees.
My friend that used to, he's also a diabetic, but he did tend to like his stuff. Yeah, I know, but it's not the best thing for you when you're diabetic.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Just fine. See this one right here?
Yeah.
There's a fence right
Oh, yeah.
It should be in your list.
Okay. This right here is on Patrick's. These are just the bigger version of the little one I got on here, and Dick was able to figure out how to do it.
This?
And that, I'm not confident. And I said, well, okay, I'll make you a copy. And apparently y'all have received this maybe in January. She's just copying it. I'm sorry, I have no idea. I thought, I said, well, she said, look, there's really nothing in there that is. That's not there.
I went through all the minutes that are on the website. I could not find anything on Baker Street.
You know, and I went back in 12, well, 2012, around this area that we wouldn't maintain. We knew we wouldn't maintain them. But I'm gonna go back further. I know they talked about them every time I went in, but there's not a lot of people, you know. I put that there? We're already live streaming, so.
I did that the other day and said, excuse me. Oh, excuse me.
That's funny.
I did better than my
Well, now it's all in. You know, it's time we have a vacation. Oh my goodness, that's good. I haven't done that yet. And I'm usually yelling at them, like, get out of my way. You know?
And they never listen.
Oh my goodness. Leroy, it's y'all may be cold, I don't know. It's warm in here and it's cold. It's kind of cold.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
He's fine.
He's here for 30.
Oh.
I won't say anything. To him. I said something to you.
Hola. Gracias.
So serious.
We got more documentation.
Oh, boy.
Good, how are you?
Good, how are you? Good. Me? I was here at 4:30.
Yes, he was. He was
I had my
well
wires
in
so
advance.
crossed up. I thought we had a meeting at 4:30.
I was like, what are you doing here so early?
I thought I had a workshop for tonight too, for some reason on my calendar.
That's all screwed up.
Next Monday, 4:30. I'll put it in your,
Oh, it's next Monday?
that's the chief of police interviews. Next Monday at 4:30.
Glad you told me, because I got the wrong.
I just posted the agenda, so
Next Monday.
I'll remind you. Because I'm gonna be gone the rest of the week, I'm gonna post it today. Yeah?
He could have let that slide.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote Michael, I wrote, whatever. No, give me the other inside of it as well.
What you have there is, I believe, the mayor's talking points. I just put that in on her updates. That's what she's gonna talk on.
Okay.
Talking points, this right here goes with this ordinance in here for the heating of the pool.
Okay.
And then this is on the paper streets, that's just a small version of it, so you can't see. I made larger ones.
Oh, my.
They match that.
Okay.
And then this is some pictures that can be
Okay.
into it. And then this is just some talking points too, just to talk about.
I know there's a bunch of them.
That's just partial.
That's just my, I went on a bike ride this morning.
Yeah.
Half on the bike ride, half.
No, the change across them.
I didn't go down, I just went to see the
You don't have
signs,
to go far to see some of the change.
really.
Bash this Sunday. From
When is it?
4 to 9.
Blue Bash.
And we'll,
I can tell I'm reminded of the Blue Bash.
Oh, yeah.
Parks and Recreation is providing catering. So
Blue Bash? What time?
it's from
4 to 9.
4 to 9. Excellent.
I'm working at it, that's why.
Hay ride.
Blue Dash is this Sunday,
Parks and
from
Recreation.
4 to 9.
Thank you.
Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, I've run the
providing-
Rotten Aid cause for the past few years that we have been back. We did even better last week with you, so. Yes, otherwise my brother would be doing it. Yeah.
And I have done some colors and colors. Right, Josh, yes. Okay, well, we've got a minute. He's got 1 minute.
I think it was
Literally.
supposed to be, but they got off on their schedule.
Okay. Well, glad we did.
Y'all are so cute.
So I'm just gonna- All right, thanks.
What's the time? Boss.
Down on my computer. It's 6 o'clock now.
All right. All right, this meeting at October 22nd, 2019, we're calling it to order at 6 o'clock PM. Everyone is here except Mr. Leroy, who is sick.
Under the weather.
We will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. Please remain standing, and Councilman Carey will give us the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please remain standing and join me in prayer. Dear God and Father, we thank you for this opportunity to be here, to be a free society that has the opportunity to govern ourselves. We thank you, Lord, for the time that we get to spend tonight taking care of the business of this city and addressing the needs of these citizens. We pray that you would give us wisdom and understanding and inspiration, and that we would act in accordance with your will. These things we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Paul.
There's something different due to recent legislation. Council comments, citizen comments are at the beginning of the meeting, and if anyone is unable to attend and has comments, because it is so soon, Ms. Howell will explain.
Well, we had a citizen that wished to come and was unable to come to the meeting, so we had legal counsel advise us. And if for some reason you cannot make the meeting or are unable to attend, you can send in to your council person or the mayor, or I guess staff, your comments. If you have comments that you'd like to have us read or someone read, you can have a neighbor come in for you, but it is legal to have someone come in and speak for you on your behalf. But
Okay.
that was a question, and so we had it answered. We
And
did move it up one spot because that was,
Yeah, so it was...
We were
had
almost on time.
After consent.
yes.
I do have one to read. I just wanted to take a moment to commend two of your Public Works employees, JJ and Christopher. JJ was headed to the Public Works office yesterday on Friday afternoon, the cough got me off. Office on Friday afternoon when he noticed a water leak by the meter at my office. Instead of just ignoring it, he stopped, blocked off the area, and shut off the meter, since we wouldn't need water service anyway through the weekend. He explained that he thought it was on our side of the meter, that famous phrase, our side of the meter, and I told him I'd call a plumber on Monday to look at it. I also thanked him for stopping and taking care of it. Today, when I arrived at the office, he was waiting for me. He let me know that after further investigation, the leak was, in fact, a city line and something they would take care of. He and Christopher proceeded to take care of the problem and had it fixed by the end of my day at 3 o'clock. These two gentlemen showed an incredible amount of productivity, care, and decisiveness in their work. We are grateful for them, and we want to thank them for all of their hard work. They truly embody the spirit of Castroville, and I agree 100%. This is from Crystal Molina at the Chamber. Do I have any other comments? No one? Nope. Okay. All right, we'll go to the consent agenda. Mr. Dyer, Councilman Dyer?
No comments, thank you.
Councilman Schuhart? Schuhart.
None?
I
No
get you
comment.
mixed up with Schuhart.
Close enough.
Councilman Byers?
Nothing.
And Councilman Carey?
No, nothing to add or
Councilwoman
change.
Martinez?
Nope, nothing.
All right, do you have a motion?
I'd move that we approve the consent agenda.
Okay. Second?
I
Second.
second it.
Good.
Which one should you want to?
She knows first.
Claim it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, they
Thank you.
pass. Let's go to number 7, consideration and appropriate action on resolution approving agreement to use City of Castroville facility, which is the pool, which will authorize the use of the municipal pool for swimming programs provided by JND Sports. This was tabled twice, and I think we're all good. And here is Mr. Frederickson. I had to say.
In front of you, we have quite a few items that have been presented to us by the organization that would like to rent the pool during the off-season. I've looked through this and had multiple meetings with the park board president, Darren, and I feel like we're comfortable with this. I know it all depends on y'all and the attorneys, but we went through and the time slot that we've agreed on is May 1st through June 1st. Weekends will be reserved for City of Castroville, and then from June 1st all the way to Labor Day will be also reserved for city activities. But on that, there is pending approval by myself or the city administrator. We can open up more slots for them once they become available. Maybe we can't rent things or special events come up, but that'll be included in on there also. And other than that, all that open time is theirs. And they have provided on here a fee schedule, which was one of the exhibits asked for, along with the one with the yellow, blue, and purple will be summer, which is, this coincides with what we already allow. And then it comes down to the multiple colored one is going to be the swim organization's chart. And that one shows on there that they have multiple chemical checks, which is by state standards. They include the high school, along with light lap swimming / master swimming, pool closures plus lessons, all the way down, and it just lists it all out there pretty clean cut.
And how long are we gonna do this, Devin? 5 years?
Okay.
I believe that was what the attorney had presented. It's been a while since I looked at that contract, but I think it's up until either they want to drop out or at 5 years. And I believe the first 2 years are of no payment.
Okay. Since this is a discussion item, consideration for action, Councilwoman Martinez, would you like to discuss?
Just to make sure, on the multicolored one for the off-season, that's 7 days a week, or?
Yes, yes. It's full use of the facility. We've had it open 7 days a week on our end, so I would assume they would want to use that too.
Is that good?
That's it.
All right.
There is some flexibility built into the contract language and so this is not cut in stone, and so I'm very glad to see it here tonight. Thank you.
Councilman Byers?
Nothing.
Nothing? Councilman Shara?
Devin, you're comfortable with everything?
Yes, they
Yeah.
provided sufficient things that, as a representative of the city, is, I believe, most important that we look after our citizens and continue our programs and only grow them. And I feel like this just allows us to extend the Parks and Recreation's ability to offer programs through an outside service.
Thank you.
Councilman Dyer?
Yeah, I see where we've asked the attorney. Have we gotten an answer from the attorney that everything is satisfactory to them?
No, we have not confirmed. Habib, who was helping us on the program, of course, has had some medical leave items, but when we conversed with them previously, they stated once the exhibits are given, that was all they needed. And this is still pending approval, but really it's just if we feel comfortable on our end, or as of y'all's end, I feel comfortable with this.
But we don't have a confirmation from the attorney.
Yeah, it's just waiting on them as of right now. I have not heard anything from Cynthia, who's Habib's replacement as of right now.
And has the Parks and Recreation Board weighed in on, are they satisfied with this?
Yes.
What you've given them?
Yes, they were pretty much, when they presented it to y'all, they were wanting to go forward with it. I know Darren has looked over this quite extensively, along with myself, and I presented it to Leroy, our city administrator, so I believe on that point.
The only concern I have is that we haven't heard from the lawyer. And even though Mr. Erkine's out on leave, Ms. Trevino's there. Has she had an opportunity? Have you spoken to her?
They have not replied to the email.
Of course, we just received this yesterday, I believe, wasn't it, or this morning? And if y'all wish to approve it, you would do it probably the best to do it on contingent attorney's approval.
I'm all in favor of it, and I would support approving it as long as we have it contingent upon a final answer from the lawyer's office that says they're satisfied.
Is that a motion?
No, but that's just an opinion.
Any more discussion?
That's all
No?
I have, thank you.
You have some more? Go ahead.
No, that's all
Oh,
I have.
okay.
So if that was a motion, I was going to second it. And since it's not, I will move that we approve this subject to the approval and acceptance of our attorney and legal staff.
Second.
Did you get that?
I'm writing real fast. Subject to attorney approval?
Subject to the attorney's approval.
Okay. Have a second? Mr. Byers? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next one is
Thank you.
Deborah's. Consider and take appropriate action on...
Thank you, Devin.
Thank you.
Darren.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, David. Consider and take appropriate action on appointment of the official newspaper, and this is Mrs. Howell.
Yes, this is an annual event, and by local government code, we're supposed to appoint or reappoint an official newspaper so that we can run our ads and whatever ordinances, that type of thing in this paper. Natalie is here tonight if you have any questions, but she has graciously submitted a letter that she will go ahead and honor her the same pricing, and it's been since 2013 that this has been, and we do base our budget on this pricing. And I think in her letter too, she shows what we would have spent if we had had the full price. They charge $4 a square, $4 a column inch, or $12 for our employment ads, a straight fee for that. In her letter, I want to say, you usually give us here it is. What we would have spent in the calendar year of 18, there was 866 column inches of the legal advertisements, and it would have been 7,500, give or take 7,508, and we paid $34.64 for the year. So it's a vast difference. And she's very good about her deadlines. If there's something that comes up quickly, they tend to hold the paper for us, or we work well together. And I recommend we stay with this newspaper.
All right, I'll just take questions. Anyone have questions? All good. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion that we appoint Cornerstone Publications, also Castroville News Bulletin as a city official newspaper.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we have Ms. Brianna. Consider and take appropriate action on recommendations from the Planning and Zoning Commission for the proposed subdivision, Country Village Estates Phase 5, for a variance request from City Ordinance 2017-026, Section 100-113, Table C, design values for constant K, vertical curvature, Section 100-113, street geometry standards, D, reverse curves, and Section 100-113, street standards, A, general requirements. And this is Mrs. Soto, who is our Community Development Coordinator.
Hi.
That's a lot to take in, right? This is just it seems like a lot of wordage, but it's actually a very small variance. It all pertains to one section of the street. We already got a recommendation from our city engineer, Michael Verstein. He has approved it, he looked through it, and he said that it would be okay. Planning and zoning has already reviewed and approved it as well, and recommended approval. And I also have Mr. Newman here if you have any further questions about what this might pertain or if you have any.
All right, we'll start with Councilwoman Martinez.
So basically, we're doing reduction of speed limit.
Yeah, it's because right now the design speed is 45, I believe,
Right.
and it's going to be 30 throughout the subdivision, so that's what we're reducing.
And that's nice because whenever traffic's backed up on 90, I notice a lot of people try to cut through Country Village and they go flying.
Exactly.
So, no, I have no problem with it.
It's been 30 years since I've calculated a vertical curve, but I pretty well understand what the situation is, and the curving and turn radius is completely handleable, so I have no problem with it.
Okay?
Just curious, I thought our speed limit in the city was 25 anyway.
25. Yep.
25, I'm sorry.
I mean, that's just,
Yeah, I think she designed it for 30.
is that right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We did it? Pardon?
Okay.
Oh, he's got the.
No, I don't.
Good.
I don't understand any of that stuff he was talking about.
It's a curve, yeah.
But I'll go, if Mr. Persine said it's good, I'll go with that.
Go with that, too.
Sheer height. Questions?
No questions.
Councilman Dyer.
Yeah, the speed limit's 25, we can't approve it for anything more than 25. So it's different than what they're proposing. They're proposing 30. So we need to change it. In all the documentation that I read, it shows 30 miles per hour, which is above the city speed limit.
Is it designed just to handle that 35, but it's not that they're designing the actual road?
That isn't the issue. The issue is not whether it can be done. The issue is we have a city ordinance that says the speed limit in the city is 25 miles per hour.
All right, ask me if you can speak first. Sorry. Yes, you may.
So the current city ordinance allows for design speeds, it's iterative, it's roughly between 40 and 45 miles an hour. So it is already over your design speed in your city. So we're asking to reduce that to a 30-mile-an-hour design speed.
I understand that, but
But that doesn't have anything to do with posted speed limit. I mean, you can post a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit on a roadway designed for 70 miles an hour. That doesn't have anything to do with it.
well, I'm all in favor of approving the technical changes, because the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval, so I support their recommendation. However, I think we should specify, because the documents say 30 miles per hour, so there's no confusion, we should say that we're approving 25 miles per hour because that's the maximum speed limit. I don't think we should say 30.
Unless I'm mistaken, and I'm kind of taking issue, I guess, it doesn't matter what the roadway is designed for. Is that correct? It's
Yeah,
just,
it doesn't matter.
I mean, you can design a roadway, an Autobahn for 100 miles an hour and still put a speed limit on it. It's just, all we're talking about here is what it's designed for, not what it is. That's correct?
The worst thing you could do would be to design a road for 30 miles an hour as opposed to 100 miles an hour.
Right, well, what I'm saying is you can design a road for any speed, doesn't matter which way you go, but the posted speed limit with the city is what's the difference is, if I'm not correct.
All right, let's start with Ms. Martinez. Do you have any more questions? No? Sir Kerry?
No questions, thank you.
Okay.
So do we have an issue with the,
I don't think so, because
No.
if you understand, it's not saying that the speed is going to be 30. It's just saying that it's designed for 30. There's a difference. He's not stating that it's going to be 30 mile per hour speed limit. He's saying we haven't discussed what the speed limit is going to be. What it has to be 25, but it has nothing to do with it if it was 45, 30 for the design.
as long as it's that way and not the other way? Okay.
Mr. Dyer? Councilman Dyer?
I have nothing.
Any more?
May I ask a question
Yes,
after all?
sir, of course.
What initiated this design change?
It's because if we look over at it's the first exhibit.
Yes.
It's just to, actually, if they were to make the design further out, then this lot would be smaller than 12,000 square feet.
Okay.
So now, pushing it out a little bit actually makes it over 12,000 square feet in compliance with that ordinance.
Makes lot 12 more usable?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that I've dealt with our design criteria. It definitely is in need of updating, and I figured that had something to do with this as well, so
Yeah,
thank you.
when we were at our planning and zoning meeting, we actually talked about that, and at least this one little section is definitely a lot of updating.
Right.
So we're gonna go ahead and take on little sections at a time as we come across them.
Okay, that's all, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Do I have a motion?
I would move that we approve the variance requests as presented.
Okay,
Second.
all right, there's a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, so we'll
Thank you.
tweak, or we're not tweaking the 30. We are.
It's just designed for 30 miles an hour, speed limit.
Speed limit said it'll be 25.
Speed limit remains 25. Okay.
Good point, second. I don't think, I wish we wouldn't have went from 30 to 25 personally.
I could probably hit 100 on
Well,
the
we
straight
can
road.
change that.
No, $85,000 for signs.
Okay. I don't even see the sign. All right, our next item is item number 10, and this is the update on the regional park trail closures. And I thought it was appropriate, I should have told everyone to wear animal print or something.
Cat scratch fever?
And this is Devin, again, who will talk to us about what's happening at the park and the park trails. It's all yours.
I'm sure all of you are aware, we have had some sightings of mountain lions throughout the city and the parks and the trails. So pretty much what we've done is we've closed the trails down for a little bit just to allow the animal to move on through. We reopened it once there was no more sightings, and we had also had a confirmation that Honda had seen one, so we were just trying to give it enough time to allow it to go through, because this is a natural preserve for the animal. So basically, we've had multiple sightings within the past 3 weeks, so we reached out to the attorney's office, and we're trying to get some verbiage put together, that way we could open the trails on the condition that signs were posted that we have had sightings. That way we can continue to allow people to utilize the trail, which is what the recommendation that we've received through Texas Parks and Wildlife is. This animal, we can see 5 of them traveling through and have our trails closed year round. So really, that's one of the reasons why we posted these signs. So I just contacted police and animal control, and we're going to try to see if we can put an effort together to see tracks or items like that. That way we can present that to Texas Parks and Wildlife and see if they can help us possibly trap this cat if it is staying in this area for some reason. But at this point in time, that's where we were. So if there is any questions you might have or concerns.
Okay, Councilman Heyer.
No question, thank you.
Mr.
I think that's a great idea.
Myers?
Have we had any incidents with this cat taking any people's dogs, cats, or anything like that, or just sightings?
No, to my understanding, these mountain lions, even in a juvenile shape, are very attracted to small deer, and we think that's why we have such a large preserve for deer in that park. I mean, any day of the week you go in the morning, you can see a dozen deer out in the open.
So we haven't had anything of domesticated animals?
No, sir. We have not had any confirmed. And we have people within the park that have that walk every morning, and also people that live in the RV park. And we haven't found any carcasses throughout the park of cats or anything else. So we're trying our best, but also not trying to scare the public into thinking that they need to be concerned.
Well, I think as long as we get those signs to take care of any liability, I believe that I have no problem.
The signs are posted on every point of entry into the park trails, and we try to refresh those every so often, just to make sure they're fresh.
Good.
Thank you.
Councilman Carey?
Are there any game cams set up?
No, we don't have any at this point in time. We are trying to catch a glimpse now that we've had so many sightings, and we have had some citizens that have actually had interactions. At this point in time, the only interaction we've had is with city employees that haven't been confirmed except through one person's incident, like a very short amount of interaction. More sounds than actual visual sight of the cat. There's only been, I think, 3 sightings, visual sightings of 4. So, yeah, that is a possibility. We might see it.
Well,
Blue does actually have 2 game cameras in position right now.
Well, I was wondering, Parks and Wildlife might be able to assist in that as well, so.
They won't come out until we have a positive identification
Wow,
of the cat.
okay.
We've tried several times.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay, there's, communication's open, but it's only one way, okay. Thank you, that's all I have.
Councilwoman
How many ones
Martinez?
is a deer?
And all the sightings, have they been up on the trails or down where Boo Bash is going to be?
We have one off of.
That'll be a boo, won't it?
We have not had any inside the actual road horseshoe of the park.
That's all I need to know.
Mostly the sightings have been near the cemetery, near Gentile's, and a couple different parts. So nowhere inside the park. They usually like to keep to brushy areas.
Oh, yeah.
So
They don't like people.
You're gonna make
Oh,
a
no, went through that up in Oklahoma, trust me. We had one that was killing our neighbor's cattle. So, but no, I just want to make it that way everybody knows.
They
Come
like
to Boo
cats,
Bash
too.
Sunday,
And
you'll have a
dogs.
grand time, it's good to go.
I talked to Blue at length about this, and he did mention that there were some people who said they heard actual, sounds, meow, whatever fawns do.
Yeah,
Seem to be eating or
don't
something.
mention no names.
But, Blue said that if they do start eating, typically they start eating the something, and then they cover it up,
They typically cover up
and then they
after
come back.
kill. Yes.
And then they cover it up again. So you're not going to actually see a carcass. You'll see maybe a little mound, if even that, I don't know. But that's what Blue was telling me.
They don't cover it up with dirt, but they'll try to cover it up with brush and leaves and stuff like that. But I would say if you'd walk up on one of those sites, you'd actually see one. You don't want to hang around there. You don't want to hang around this kill site.
And we have thought about possibly doing some informative pamphlets for people during any kind of event in the park. So Boo Bash would be a good opportunity. I've been trying to reach out to some of our local universities to see if maybe there's someone who's an expert on that could possibly come out on the weekends or a weeknight and maybe give some more information, and also maybe provide some information to the kids in the area too, to be aware.
Do you make a lot of racket at Boo Bash?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, Boo,
no. He won't hang around.
No use
He's
for
gonna be a
that.
problem for you.
anyway,
Or she.
is it a he, she? You don't
Could
know.
be a girl.
It's a baby. Okay.
We're not quite sure.
Any more questions, discussion?
Trail cam
Thank you.
picture would be awesome.
Thank you all.
Very good.
If you get a trail cam picture, we want to see it.
I'll make sure to provide that.
Yes.
In the paper.
All right.
Facebook, whatever, yeah.
The next few items are, I felt I needed to put them in because I've been told there's a lot of confusion about the role of the mayor versus the role of council, the rights as being mayor. And so I want this out so people know. The very first thing is a video of me acting as a visitor to City Hall. And not only would I like you to see the kind of neglect we have here, the carpets. I don't know if that's due to the historical nature of the building and we can't do anything, but the building has skunks in the closet over there. But, yeah. But I'd like you to see, right now I'm in a little room in the back, and you'll see that. But I'm just pretending that I'm bringing someone in, because Deborah is not my secretary. She's no one's secretary. She's actually the city, what are you?
City secretary.
No, but her
secretary
job
clerk.
is not, yeah, so people don't misinterpret. They see city secretary and then mayor.
Keepers,
Jack of
Yeah.
all trades and master of none.
kinda.
So she does not do schedules or usher people into the mayor's office or keep a calendar or anything. So what I had asked is to move into the larger room because I've had lots of people come and talk to me and things like that. But I understood I had to ask council first, so I'm just showing a video of what visitors will see if I stay in that room and bring them in. So bear with me.
I
And,
got a question.
huh?
I already have a question.
Oh, be quiet. But the city hall, seriously, the rug, and we need to look at that. That's not the point here. The point is if I could use another office, because the small office I use is awful. And John likes it.
And where do we put a city administrator when we hire one?
Well, you'll see.
Oh.
I don't know if this is going to come up.
Is that coming up?
Yeah, I've got it on my screen, but it's not.
If,
Hang on, because that's my screen, but it's not showing.
well, let's
Where we go, John?
hold the screen up there so you can see.
IT guy.
Ta-da!
Can I see it? Sorry. You want me to start over?
Yes, please, because I'd like to see,
Yeah.
if someone were to come in, they have to go to the front desk, the ladies in the front. And so I would come and meet them with that carpet, filthy,
So you don't like the
stained.
stains?
We recently had a water leak.
Looks pretty crappy.
Again.
Windows, the display, the offices, and either April or Patricia are gonna have to tell them where I am. I will have to come get them, and this is where we'll go. So this is the sinuous path we have to go through. They have to deal with things that need to be locked up. I'm gonna install. That door is typically locked, there's a municipal court. And they have to take me here, like that. Take them to the bathroom, and then through the kitchen. And you can see the kitchen and windows. Then you come to this hall, and this is where the mayor's office is. That door is locked. This door is locked because that's a finance office door. And so this opens up into the mayor's office. This is the city secretary who has nothing to do with the mayor. She's not secretary, the way you think secretary. So they come in here, and then this is the mayor's office. So this is where I would entertain, talk to different people who come to talk to the mayor, who is the ceremonial person. This is example of the wiring down here. not have a computer because the city didn't provide a computer. So I brought my own computer. This is the way it is put together because of the outlets behind this, behind the computer. This is the filing cabinet I have. It's rusted all the way through. And it has holes in the ceiling. The windows do not open. They're cracked. The bed does not work, so we don't know what's up there.
No smoke
Now,
alarms
we'll go into
either.
the city administrator's office. And I would say let's go to the city administrator's office. And this is the city administrator's office, which I use when I have groups of people here, developers, we have meetings. This is the room I use. This is the desk, file, which I'm researching. So these are years of files that I'm trying to put together. This computer, no one's using it, so I'm using it, so I don't have to use my own computer and my own personal hotspot. So that's the reason I'm asking to use this office for the mayor rather than the other office. Thank you. I don't know if any of you have been in that area of the building, but it's in terrible shape. It smells. The carpet's filthy. People don't fit in that small office when they come to talk. It's not that it's the city administrator's office that I'm asking for. I'm just asking for the room when someone comes for the use of the computer because I don't have one. Maybe those things will be done in the next round when we actually have a city administrator. And I know that Leroy wants to reorganize because his office is closed off because they deal with finances. But he is also the interim city administrator. John uses the office because he's in touch with us and needs to be because of all the things that are going on right now rather than being way over at Public Works. So what I'm asking is if I could have permission to use that office until we find a city administrator, and hopefully at that time we could clean up and make the offices safe. There are no smoke alarms. There's no exit for that office. I can't open the windows because they are sealed shut. So that's all I'm asking. So discussion, Councilman Byers. No discussion, no questions?
You said Byers.
I'm sorry, Byer.
Yeah, I have a discussion. We're a general law type A city, and if we were a larger city, then I would be inclined to agree with your premise that the mayor needs to have more formal setting. The video that you showed has nothing to do with the question. The whole city hall is in bad shape, we all acknowledge that. But having the mayor use the conference room is not a problem. I fully support that the mayor should be able to go in there anytime she wants, like any other city official who's holding a meeting and they need a conference room. There's nothing wrong with her using the conference room anytime she wants.
Don't call me she, the mayor.
What would you like me to call you?
The mayor. I'm the mayor.
Well, I'll call you.
It's not she, me.
Okay, I'm
Anyone
talking
that
about
is in
you.
the position of
Okay,
mayor.
fine.
Thank you.
The mayor does not need to have a larger office to do what she's called to do in accordance with the city ordinance. I think it causes a large problem, and I can give you a demonstration of why I think it causes a problem. If the mayor were to sit in that office and be in there constantly, that means that every time the city administrator or any other city official chooses to hold a meeting in that conference room, the mayor will be a part of the meeting whether she is intended to be or not intended to be. She is not, by ordinance, required to participate in 100% of the city's business. As she mentioned, excuse me, as the mayor mentioned, her position is largely ceremonial. She is not, the mayor is not required to participate. The example that I'm going to give is how it impacts me. I wrote an email to the city administrator on October the 10th requesting a meeting. I didn't get an answer back from the city administrator. I got an answer back from the mayor telling me that the city was too busy to take up the subject of my request for a meeting. And I politely responded back to the mayor that I didn't ask the mayor to have a meeting. I asked the city administrator. This is an example of how the mayor is getting way too involved in the day-to-day business of the city staff. And she is imposing her will and directing the city staff, in my opinion, in excess of what she's called to do according to the city ordinance. I think it would be a disservice to the city staff to have the mayor in the office every time they have a meeting. I think it puts unfair pressure on the city staff. I think it causes them to be intimidated, and I think it is bad for the city. And I therefore believe that the office that the mayor has is sufficient. I've had meetings in that office with the mayor on several occasions, and it's been perfectly good in terms of having the opportunity to have a meeting. There's ample room for the mayor and a couple people to sit in there and have privacy. So I am opposed to letting the mayor move her office into the city administrator's office. I would much prefer to see the interim city administrator move his office into that office and perform his duties in that office until we're able to hire a permanent one. Thank you very much.
Councilman Dyer, I would like to address you and the audience. Councilman Dyer has given information that has not been verified. Leroy Vidalis, who is our interim city administrator and is not here and would be glad to testify, told me to move into that office because he preferred to stay in his office, as I said, which you probably didn't listen to, because they deal with finances and he'd rather be in the office with his two clerks. If, in fact, the staff has had and been intimidated by me and feels like they were overly directed, that I'm interfering in city business, which is not my position, I will stop immediately. The second thing is the small room is a fire hazard. The doors, the window does not open. Neither window's open. There is no fire alarm. But you, sir, seem to think that's fine because you're overlooking any safety just for your own opinion as to the room is vacant right now.
Are you not able to direct Public Works to fix it so that you can have a smoke detector, a fire alarm, and open your window?
We have.
You're the mayor. You should be able to direct that.
Councilman Dyer, you just said I can't do anything because I'm intimidating everyone.
That, Madam Mayor.
We'll talk about it later.
No, we're not going to talk about it later. We're talking about it now.
No, sir, you're opposed. Fine. Councilman Sherrill, I will not, we'll see. This is absolutely ridiculous. Go ahead. Councilman Sherrill.
I don't know where to start.
Sherrill. Just say yes or no, I don't care.
No.
Okay. Councilman Byers.
Yes, I don't think you need it. With the time I was there, I had plenty of room. I worked just fine, so I'm opposed.
Councilman Carey.
The difference between the commute from one office to the other office is Deborah's office, which wasn't problematic to me.
Okay.
The availability of the conference room is an issue, and because it is our only conference room in this building. So I would have to be opposed.
I do not believe I would even consider staying in the room, eavesdropping on
say that.
meetings, if that's what you mean. Councilman Martinez, Councilwoman, sorry.
As old as this building is, the fire codes are grandfathered in, so if it was truly a safety hazard, the fire department and that would have a field day on this building. Because of that, and I've ran many fire OSHA stuff, I'm against it. There's no reason.
All right.
May I make another comment?
No, we're just going to vote on it because I am totally and completely, fully aware that I have no support from this council, given the superficiality of your responses to my request to use a computer, a hotspot, and a desk. I am just, this is, I can't, I hope that the citizens who voted for me are watching this. I really, really do. All right, let's have a vote. Motion.
Madam Mayor.
No, sir. I asked for a motion.
She was, am I recognized?
Yes, sir.
I move that we deny the mayor's request to move into the city administrator's office.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I would like you to see your council, how well they work with the mayor. This makes me feel like there's no reason for me to keep this position. Absolutely not. If I cannot get a council who is supposed to do the policy for the city, making up rules about my position without citing sources, I don't think I want to stay here anymore.
Is that a
You can have it.
resignation?
No,
Are you
sir.
resigning, Madam Mayor?
No, sir. I said
I move we
here.
accept it.
Mr. Byers, I said here. I can move out of this building into another office. I will come back with you,
My
to
mistake.
you, with another alternative.
Mayor, I don't have no problem with you improving your office area at all.
And I didn't say I wasn't.
But you have to remember that if you make, and I don't know the laws, but you get into an ADA compliant problem if you make too many changes. This building is antiquated, and yeah, there's some things you're gonna have to deal with an antiquated building.
Again, what I showed you, it's fine. If the council feels this is good, this is a perfect example of their allegiance to our city, citizens, and mayor, that's fine. I will probably have to come up with something else because I'm here all day. I guess I will be like the other mayors and not be here all day.
You shouldn't
And
have to
work
be
from
here all
home.
day.
It's a type A general law city.
All right, it's my choice.
No requirement for you to be here all
My
day. You're ceremonial
choice.
mayor.
Oh my God. Mr. Dyer, whatever your name is.
My name is Dyer.
Thank you.
D-Y-E-R.
Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right, let's go to the next one, since that one was so fun. Let's go to research on paper streets. Again, council has been asking me what I'm doing, and so I decided to do the updates. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to do these anymore, because I can't be here all day anyway. So maybe I'll just forget it. And I have the power to not do this. I'm not going to do number 12.
Okay.
And according to local government code, I don't have to. And according to Mr. Dyer, I'm only a ceremonial person anyway. So I'm not going to do number 7. So now we will go into agenda item 13, executive session. The city council will meet in closed session under provisions of the Texas Government Code, section 551074, entitled Personnel Matters, to deliberate the appointment, employment, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of the city administrator. We are going to receive information on city administrator candidates. So, Deborah, we are
6:48.
all right. It is 6 what? All right, 6:48. We will reconvene in the city administrators conference room.
Hey Devin, can you figure out how to make this smaller? You know when you made the duplicate thing? This is on par, but my live stream is still going.
Okay.
And I just didn't know how to make it go back. Now, if not, if you just leave it alone, you'll do it back through. Which one?
Yeah, it's just this button, this, and then key. That's how you do it.
Okay, cool. Okay, thank you. Okay. The live stream is.
Yeah, she's prepared to play. I need to get with you. I need to play. I got no, that's. We do, it's just usually like real quick stuff. I try to do the usual script, so like chemicals and stuff, and so they're gone. I'm just looking at yeah, there's just stuff you can get at office where you can get posters, not posters, because it's like 30 pounds, and that's the only thing we can use. That's just hard to change the structure. But if you have the combo, battery.
Yeah, so the things that
I don't have that many. But,
that's just the, so I mean.
by tomorrow, we order and get them in by then.
Try to keep our tax line low. I think all we're doing is right now and walking trails. I'm following through, so I don't know if you can talk to them or something. I think we're just trying to go along the waterways. So we see it. And so I'm
That's the great thing you use for the last bit of fair. Take 22 with you, she's ready to put it away.
That's crazy. Piece of shit, dude. You got a hole that big in the open trees.
I've got a 45-year-old. Good lady. And, showed up and everybody shooting shoes. And then you're trying to pull that thing out and stop one. The whole thing just stops. And I stopped my car and I was showing them that you got stuff here. Chris, shut out 0 center. I shut out that number, so I just got that number.
Yeah, you're actually choosing your shot.
Did you come here?
Can't cry when we nominate. This isn't the Grammys. You can't sit at the Grammys.
Right, big and sneaky, you gotta watch this. I want like
Yeah, I already know, I know that this one hasn't been, I haven't got
So you gotta get some bumpers so that you know what you put in everyone sees it. There was someone waving at it the whole time.
We've got a quick first step. Good job. It's like that 10th or 11th step. That's our Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Jack, you should write that good one.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Speaking of code, you know.
It's a baby Jack.
Are you gonna put that in the picture?
Absolutely, yes.
Seriously, how can you use it? No, I was like, oh my God. That's hard. She was gonna call me. So she's agreed with that because I got. Right. Not everybody's like that. There's some people that don't care. They let it loose. Some of them have to walk off, which is illegal. Some of them just grew trees right in the middle of it. So they need some for kids for emergency items. What I told her she should do is, if you want to make them available, let people buy them. Then they can come and share them out right on. And so that's unless we, I'm sure, unless we pay all the utilities to the other side. Maybe
That would be what would be on the cell. I said, give your taxpayer all the key. They said they got all of them could be depending on the emergency. If the emergency was on that property, the fire truck was down.
So somehow it depends on the dogs.
You give some more time. A what?
No, it's over here is where you got your drop off.
That's where those covered wagons used to go.
I have to go get stickers, no problem.
Yeah, like that helps us. We don't have to stop.
I mean, that's the, like this, citizens, go back there and so.
Right. Exactly. If I can't park there, I lived down.
Yeah, nobody wants here.
They built a dock.
I had to pull all that crap out. Of course, that is in the front yard.
It was turned into a cesspool.
All the beer cans on the side, guns on that side.
That's what we watch a lot. You got one we see there, the pump station down on the
But they go down ours, they're gonna drop off a long way down Saturday.
We're gonna put skulls across all the here.
Well, that's your today. Still doesn't necessarily need fire. I love
Yeah, but
that.
they really can't get down the river on these two.
Well, no, because he put, they would go over and across after his stairway. And so he just.
So they never run across this rock.
They just across there. I mean, they come across, they come to our gate.
Yeah, you used to go a lot on Tim's, gas cameras.
Yeah, these are
Let's back up.
She had the bullseye on something. Oh, I realized it was you.
This Vernon was painting on the walls.
So you were the last time I was working at the mayor and I were down there at very far. And I was these two idiots said, I said, get out of there. I said, get out of there. If I come over there, you're not gonna like it.
Where were they? In the park?
Yeah, they drove down the, access road down to 2 feet from the water coming up to get in the car and stuff. I could see one of them long heads falling in. Now what do I do?
Wave goodbye.
Next time I get my stuff off and get in the water, he's gonna be 2 miles.
You gave her more? You just shoot the dad like he was worse.
Yeah.
The camera's on, you know? Yeah, they were working on that.
Put not an arm in there. He said, "That's-"
The camera's on.
Yeah, but I had.
Yeah, but some of them go like, Florence itself is because it goes up.
Well, and also, like, Alsace is
Yeah.
on both sides. The Alsace is an actual street. But it has been 50 years.
Yeah.
Both sides. Because he goes all the way up to cemetery. So who goes down there? Kids.
No, we get these people from San Antonio coming through there and they're tearing stuff up. No, we're doing illegal things.
Everybody that goes down to the nice and work, they're either doing each other or drugs. We used to go to the cemetery, know about it. Noted. Oh, yeah. To do all that stuff.
I'm here till 3.
You don't want to do that now because my wife is orange. Oh, you're talking about the one in the park? Yeah. Okay. No, they go down, I thought you were talking about the cemetery hardware. Hey. Okay. The blood splatter.
What did I do?
What did I do?
I've been married a long time, I'm just that.
Since that's off the agenda. Council.
Okay.
Pick them up now, please. I got some of them, but not all of them. That?
Probably that. You want all of it, Mayor?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I took notes on this.
You may have.
All of it.
That's from, and that's yours.
She wants that. Wants that back too. All of it.
Okay.
Everything.
My notes included, I guess.
Is this not
Made
part of the
notes, it's
packet?
fine. No, sir, not anymore.
Well, it was originally.
Yes, sir,
And
but
it's mine.
I am only ceremonial, so, and I am not full-time, so the research I did is not
This?
applicable.
This?
No, that's yours.
That's mine.
That's your mail. The stuff that you handed out.
All of it?
That's yours. The River Street stuff.
I don't have it. Somebody, Mayor probably took it.
Fixed up problem.
Stuff that was here.
That was mine.
All right. Ceremonially, we are going to reconvene at 7:06. And we are going to consider possible action or give direction on items legally discussed in executive session. Go ahead, guys.
There's no action taken.
Thank you. Item number 16, reports from council board liaisons on monthly city boards and commissions meetings.
The library board had a meeting, but they didn't have a quorum, so they were not able to meet.
I did get something written from him. Yes.
Parks and Recs didn't have a meeting at this time.
Airport has not had a meeting since the last report.
Planning zoning board of adjustments has not met.
Planning and zoning met, but I was out sick, but they forwarded on the consideration regarding the K curve.
We will go to 17, discussion on future agenda items. It's all yours.
Who are you calling?
I'm sitting here ceremonially.
Who are you
just do what
calling,
you
Madam
want.
Mayor?
I said yours.
Okay. Well, I'll just assume you're calling me. I'd like to see a information briefing by the mayor on her previously discussed plan to move the city park space from the airfield, the ball fields, to another location. I would like to know what the status of your efforts on that area have been.
I don't think I'll have time.
That's one item. I would like to get an item on the next meeting agenda for a report from the city attorney on the research that he has completed on paper streets to inform us of, and his purpose was to tell us the real ownership situation on paper streets. We still haven't received that report. I would like to see a policy discussion by the city council to deliberate on policy that we can write down about city welcome signs. Right now, we have no policy. So I'd like to put that on the agenda so that we can discuss what should go into that policy and put it in writing. I have two others. I would like a report from the airport manager. Two reports, briefings. One of them, I would like him to inform the council on how the first year has gone for Skydive Castroville, what the plans are for the coming year. There has been lots of discussion and speculation. We need to have an information briefing on what Mr. Fortner is planning to do in the second and subsequent years. The other briefing I would like to get from the airport manager, we discussed in previous meeting about the 19-part airport layout plan, and the airport manager was going to go and research with the airport advisory board when we did, if we have ever done, any or all of the 19 parts of the airport layout plan. I'd like to get an information briefing on what they have found so that the city council may be aware and perhaps help them prioritize the 19 pieces so we can get the most important stuff done first. Thank you very much.
No agenda items for me.
Nothing at this time.
I'm curious, I need to know the limitations and pitfalls of using social media as a city official, and I believe that Mr. Erkan already has a presentation which he delivers to other groups, and I would like to hear his presentation.
I'm sorry, from whom?
Can you repeat? Paul?
Habib's firm
yes, yes.
presents that at other places, and I'd like to hear it.
Yes,
I was in
And
the
I'm sorry.
workshop that I wasn't able to talk about.
Right. There is one to be planned for a training, which would be one of the subjects.
Oh, good.
So,
Very
yes.
good, thank you. Perfect. That's all I have.
Okay. I would like an update from Public Works on the status of reigniting the continuation of the use of the remaining money for the streets that were not touched on that last contract, see where we are as far as getting that reignited. Last I heard, it was put on hold. Where are we at now? Also, any other projects that had been put on hold, need to know what the status is as far as reigniting them and what the holdup is. Also, as far as if we did kick off any projects as of 1 October, what the status of that is and how that's going, and any issues that you've been experiencing with whatever company's doing the project. That way we can nip this in the bud and prevent issues that we had previously.
I did come to think about something. I'd like a report on the, how we're coming along with the wastewater, if everything is going smoothly there.
On the wastewater?
Wastewater plant. You just probably kick that in with yours.
John, these have to be approved first, even though I am ceremonial, but I can quote the policy that says that the mayor will, I have it with me in case you have questions. You want me to read it?
I have a copy of it right here in
Okay.
front of me. I know all this.
All right, so is that all right with you?
Certainly.
We're taking the list of agenda items,
Certainly.
and I will ceremoniously look at them. Thank you. All right. I imagine I'm allowed to adjourn the meeting. Last item, motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7:13 is what I have for the time on my computer.
Yeah, your computer's good.
It work?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you all.
This is the letter that was
I got it on my calendar, I don't know how it's
Oh, it's 4:30 on Monday. It's next Monday. We're doing three interviews, not four. You know, one of them dropped
Was this what you were going to talk about? No?
You're not going to.
You need anything, like a recommendation or something?
All right, thank y'all. But if I don't answer an email, I'm gone until next Monday.
Okay, so you're not going to be, you'll be here.
I won't be here
tomorrow.
No, I'm traveling tomorrow. Okay, because I was gonna say, I was just gonna stick with this box otherwise, but, I'm gonna travel tomorrow, so I'm gonna put all the, audio and stuff up tonight,
Okay.
and then I won't be back until Monday.
Very good.
All right.
Or here.